Hey guys, Fox here. I just wanted to do a little look at the numerous BioShock Infinite books that I have received over the past week or so. Um, there's been quite a few that are coming out, and unlike like the other BioShock games, let's say for instance Breaking the Mold, which was BioShock One's art book, which is extremely rare now. These books are a lot easier to get your hands on and at decent prices. So, you all have seen this one. This is the one I got on release day, and I got this because I did pre-order the limited edition strategy guide through Amazon, and I did that because it was significantly cheaper. But I essentially got this for free at GameStop because they had a deal. If you bought the game, the season pass, and the book, you got $20 off. So essentially you got this for free. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the inside of this. It's your typical Bradley games. It works pretty damn well. There is a couple things that's wrong with it. There's a missing achievement or a mislabeled achievement in here. I'm sure some of you know about that. It's one where you have to do combination. It's called combination shock, where you have to use 8 different combinations of the vigors in the game. It doesn't say it in here. I think it calls it something else, and it's done differently. But yeah, whatever. I used this on my second playthrough. I beat it in normal mode, and then I proceeded to play it on 1999 mode, which is extremely difficult, guys, but it's worth it. It's adds a lot of difficulty. You really have to use your strategy and think about what you're doing. You have to save money and all that other stuff. A lot of fun. This book kind of helped with 1999 mode by giving a few strategy tips on certain fights and stuff like that. This book is good. It's good. Yeah, I'd say it's worth the price. Alright. After that, I finally got this in a couple days ago, and here is the limited edition strategy guide. Pretty much the only difference of this and this one is pretty much it's a hardbound cover with extremely nice artwork of Songbird on the cover. It's very gorgeous. It's definitely going to be a good display piece. And on the back you have a little Songbird emblem. But yeah, that being said, guys, everything inside is the same. There's that the board game card. It's a promo card for the new board game. I'm not sure when the board game's coming out. I'd have to check. I think last time I checked was sometime this summer maybe, but don't hold me to that. I'll probably pick up the game, but yeah, so you get this promo. That's nice. So yeah, this is the only part that's truly different, is the hardbound cover. Very pretty though. And with that, you also got this backing that Bradley Games seems to be doing. They did it with their limited edition of Tomb Raider also, and included Laura's necklace here. But in this one you get the key, the birdcage key that Elizabeth uses to get herself out of the tower at the beginning of the game. That's neat. I thought about taking it out so I could put it on display, because I'm not sure how well just putting this thing out on display would look. So I might be taking this out. I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence. Let me know what you guys think. But that's it. That just came with the limited edition strategy guide. Now this thing is probably my favorite of the lot, and that's the Infinite art book. It's got a little excerpt from Ken Levine in it too. This thing is amazing. So it's got a dust cover on it, as you can see, but I want to show you what's on the actual hardbound book cover. So it's pretty much the same as this, except it's like this gold embossed etching on here, and you can feel it. This is gorgeous. I like this. This is very, very, very pretty. It's a nice added touch. Really nice added touch. So guys, I figured I could go through a few of the pages in this because there's a lot of impressive things to see. Most of it is all concept art. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, Dark Horse Books brought this to us. So it's broken out into chapters. You know, this is the one with Columbia, so it's got some concept art of Columbia. There's Shantytown, Jeremiah Fink's area. You know, very, very gorgeous artwork. Casino, which I don't think you see in the game. I don't think that made it in. There's a lot of stuff you see in this book that is not actually in the game, which is good. I like seeing that kind of stuff. I like to see where they began and where they got inspiration from and other things they wanted to do. Here's some characters. It's probably a different chapter, I'm not sure. No, I think this is part of Columbia. Here's an early mechanical unit that they thought about bringing in. Didn't make it into the game. Yeah, I think it was called the Watchman. It's pretty neat. This is an interesting page. It looks like they tried to experiment with how the people of Columbia were possibly addicted to vigors. You know, similar to BioShock 1, where splicers were all addicted to Adam and caused deformities and stuff on them. But these are major, weird deformities here. Obviously, most of the residents of Columbia looked pretty normal, and it seemed like they didn't really use their vigors much, even though vigors were all over the game. That's one thing about Infinite I don't quite understand, but that's okay. Wow, some of these things are just really interesting. See, now this thing here, I'm glad this didn't make it in. This thing is terrifying. A Claw Daddy is what they said it was supposed to be. It was one of the heavy hitters. I think he turned into the Handyman. This is interesting, of different ways they were gonna see how you could inject a vigor into yourself. I really went all out with this book. Sorry guys, I'm gonna try to hurry up. I don't want this video to be too long. It's interesting. Some owl, rabbit guy, some big daddy looking thing, an elephant guy. I mean, they went all out trying different things. Songbirds, the different variations. Here's one where the songbird looks similar to a big daddy with its face. Songbird went through a lot of different things. Elizabeth. A lot of this over the years, you could see. I'm sure a lot of you noticed that. I think Irrational took a lot of cues from Belle from Beauty and the Beast. At least that's what I thought, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But Penny Arcade commented on that Belle thing too. So. And then we got more Elizabeth stuff. Here's another chapter with Booker DeWitt. I don't think he went through a terribly large amount of changes. They pretty much knew what they wanted him to look like in the game. Songbird. Now I know this went through tons of artist renditions and different changes on what the Songbird would look like. And here's where they're starting to get it to what it actually appeared to be in the game. This is an excellent art book, guys. They even have, you know, all the pages usually have a little ditty about the concept art that's on the pages. And then you got these big full color pieces of work. There's that. I'm sure a lot of you seen that before, as I have it on the wall right there. And that's in the book too. The founders and the citizens. Comstock. Let's flip through this a little quicker here. Slate. Fitzroy. She went through a lot of changes too, and it looks like she, at first, was a white lady, and then they changed her to a black lady, and seems more fitting with the ideas of the Vox Populi. But pretty interesting. Look at this early armored stuff. Remember these? You got to see these on one of their promo videos a year back, where some people were whining and they would make an airship show up. That didn't make it into the game, but interesting. I'm glad we get to see some art on that. That's pretty cool. There's that Daisy Fitzroy poster. Join the Vox Populi. Heavy hitters. Motorized Patriot. Look what it started as. Interesting. It's so cool. And then they started adding President heads, Ben Franklin, whatever. Even Abe Lincoln. The Vox version. And there's the final version of the Motorized Patriot. The Boys of Silence. After playing through the game, you learn that the Boys of Silence are pretty, they're scary. It's weird how they work. They're terrifying. The Handyman. When I first ran into my first Handyman in the game, that was scary because of how big, how fast he moves. He jumps all over the place. The way he talks, and they really put a lot of work behind the Handyman, the way he works. Terrifying. They did a lot of work with these heavy hitters. I know some people say the heavy hitters in this game aren't as good as, say, like the big daddies of the first two BioShocks, but I disagree. I think the thought they put into these guys is pretty amazing. Advertisements. Shock Jockey. Alright guys, I'm gonna quickly run through this because I'm already running past 12 minutes, 13 minutes or so. Weapons. That's cool. I like the weapons in this game, how they had two different versions of every gun between the two different factions of the Founders and the Vox. Chapter 11 more Columbia. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that stuff, guys. So, that's this book. Oh, you know that one. Think Theater. I have the lithograph of that up here. 15th anniversary one. And let's see here. Anything else special? Just some concept art. Oh, seen that. That's Rational has a framed concept art of this stuff on their site. So there we go. And that's a good piece of art right here. I like that. I wish I made a poster of that. It's beautiful. So yeah, guys, there's that. And there's one last thing I want to show you. This was put on sale on a Rational Games store. It's quite pricey. I warn you. There's a signed version, but there were only 5 of them. They sold out very quickly, and it had a pretty hefty price tag on it of $230. I did not get a signed one. They were gone. I just got an original one. This was still $100, and it's pretty small, guys. Here, size comparison. Art book. This little book. Now, this book has a lot of thought into it. It's really neat. Hold on, guys. Tough to get out. The Psychology of Dissent. Interviews with the anarchist Daisy Fitzroy by Dr. Francis Pinkett. It's like a little leather-bound book. Something that you would find of the early 1900s where somebody would make notes medical book or anything like that. It is like stamped, so it's impressed. You can feel it with your fingers. This might be hard to do one-handed, guys, sorry. I'm going to open up the page here. Let me zoom in the camera first so you guys can actually see. So, here we go. So it's all printed in like it was a typewriter. So you got a poster, Daisy Fitzroy, and like journal entries from the doctor on what his interviews with Daisy. And there's tons of entries in here. I haven't read through this whole thing, so I don't want to, tell you anything that I don't know about this book yet. I'll probably do another video strictly on this book and tell you more about it. But it's very interesting. There's little pieces of art, of doodles in it, case studies, and everything on why they think Daisy is the way that she is. It's incredible. This is a very cool book. See, here's a transcript of one of the interviews. It's a very interesting little book. Now, I do have an issue with it, and that's the price. This was extremely expensive for what you're getting. $100 for this. Honestly, I'd say I'm not even sure if this is a limited print. There is no numbers. It doesn't say there was something out of 1,000, 2,000, whatever. There isn't. So I'm thinking they're just making these as they go. There might be only one print run, but there might be, I don't know, tens of thousands of these things. I think more of a fair price for this little guy, $30, maybe $40. But me being a huge collector, it made me want to just shell out the dough for this. And I think it's a neat idea. It's a great little book. It's a great added thing to learn more about the characters in BioShock Infinite. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lengthy video on all these books I got for BioShock Infinite, and I hope you stuck around to see through the end. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching.